Hi everyone, welcome to the weekly astrology and pick a crystal reading for the week of April 8th to 14th, 2019. So these are the three piles I have for this week. Before I go to the astrology, just have a look, see what you're drawn to. I'll just let you know what the crystals are. This first one is selenite. Okay, so that's selenite. This is rose quartz. And this is clear quartz, which I've had for a very, very long time, that piece. All right, so see what you're drawn to, and I'll hold it there for a minute so you can have a look. Take a deep breath, see what, close your eyes. When you open your eyes, see what you're drawn to, or just go by the crystal. It's up to you. All right, so I'm just going to put this down while I talk about the astrology for the week ahead. So for this week, there's quite a few different things going on. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have the influence of transiting Venus conjunct with Neptune. So this energy is quite powerful. Venus is, as I've said before, it's exalted in the sign of Pisces, which means it can be at its most healing, most powerful, almost a very pure expression of love, very self-sacrificing love. Conjunct with Neptune, it's kind of giving a double dose of this healing energy through love. So, with this energy, it can go, in my opinion, it can go one of two ways. It can go to the higher level, which can be love, sincerity, healing that comes through true love, pure love, sharing your heart with another person and caring and loving somebody. And in a way, there's an element of self-sacrifice and spirituality with this. So that's the highest vibration of it. Though Venus in Pisces, even though it's well placed in Pisces, it can have a lower frequency to it, just like all of the placements can, especially with conjunction to Neptune this week. So the lower frequency of this can be addiction in relationships, can be too much of a good thing, overindulgence, as I said, addiction, having such good feelings about someone that you just want to be with them all the time, or having such good feelings about anything else. It could be anything that you do that you enjoy, whether it's watching movies or, any kind of escapism, which is very much a Piscean theme, alcohol, even drugs or anything that's addictive. You do have to be careful this week because this energy is peaking, okay? It's particularly strong on Wednesday, but Tuesday to Thursday, this energy is strong. So if, on the one hand, if this makes positive aspects in your personal chart, you may experience a healing through love. You may experience an openness in love that you haven't experienced for a long time. But there's this sort of risk of overindulgence with it, or a risk of too much of a good thing and not having enough boundaries, okay? So if you feel the energy of you getting too overwhelmed with this infusion of intense spiritual love energy, or, craving something, whether it's in love or otherwise, that helps you to feel like escaping from reality, just be careful because that may not be good for you. So again, it's a spectrum with this energy. There's an extreme on one end and an extreme on the other end of it. But that said, it can be very healing for a lot of people, especially if you've got water or earth placements in your chart, and it contacts the Venus and Neptune contacts those placements. And what was I going to say? Also, this can be very psychic energy as well, and it can be about healing, so about spiritual healing as well. So just be aware of that from Tuesday to Thursday this week. So Friday to Saturday, actually Thursday again, we have another aspect of the Sun. Actually, it's leading up to Thursday, the Sun square with Saturn. So this is a bit of a harsh energy as well. So on the one hand, we have this very spiritual energy that we're very aware of, but then on the other hand, we have this harsh reality that we're trying to navigate. We may have very intense feelings, or we may feel called to some spiritual path even that just feels very enlightened or very sort of high frequency. We may be called to our spirituality, but we're having to adjust our reality to that, and that is not easy to do. And there's a harsh energy in the reality with the Sun square Saturn in the mix with this Venus in Pisces conjunct Neptune. So we are really having to juggle between reality and the higher spiritual calling that we sense, the higher energies, the higher self. It can even be the higher self versus the lower self with the Sun square Saturn. The Sun being, especially in Aries, representative of the identity, one's ego, one's personality, squaring with Saturn. Oh, this is a lot of energy this week. So do take steps carefully this week, and, you know, not to say that, you know, you want to put a lot of barriers up or anything like that necessarily, but just be aware of any going to extremes in any way, I would say, because with the Sun square Saturn, it could not be a good thing if you take something to an extreme. Also on Thursday, Jupiter goes retrograde. So this is very important if you're a Sagittarius in particular, okay, because Jupiter is in the sign of Sagittarius until December this year. With Jupiter retrograde, especially if you're a Sag, you may feel, but everyone's going to feel it in different levels. You may feel a little bit less go-getting energy. You may feel a bit on the back foot as, you know, Jupiter starts to move retrograde. And it does retrograde for a little while. I forgot to check the exact date, but I'll put it in the description under the video here when I check on the ephemeris, but it's usually several months at least. So with Jupiter retrograde, we're really going to be looking at our path forward kind of more from an internal level rather than pushing outward and growth. It's going to be, okay, what do I need to kind of reevaluate in some sense, but also have a bit of a slowdown. And, you know, there was a lot of growth in the first part of the year, January, February, March, a lot of like things speeding up. And now with Jupiter starting to go retrograde, it's a little bit of that sort of energy of growth coming more from within, checking within ourselves about how we feel about our growth, our spiritual growth, and our truth and our integrity, and all things related to Sagittarius energy, which could also relate for some people to do with travel. If you've got travel plans coming up in the future, you may be thinking more deeply about what you're going to be doing in your travels, or writing, publishing, anything related to even teaching. Can be also to do with life lessons as well. You may feel a little bit more pessimistic with Jupiter going retrograde, okay? So just be aware of that as well, because Jupiter is all about faith, and Jupiter in Sag is all about faith. So with it going retrograde, you may feel your faith is a little bit tempered or is a little bit oppressed, you know, a little bit while Jupiter's retrograde. But it is an opportunity for growth, just more on an internal level, okay? Now, on the weekend, on Sunday, we have a really nice transit with Sun trine Jupiter, so that's very positive. After we have on Thursday that feeling of, we'll feel that Jupiter start to go retrograde, it's almost like with the Sun trine Jupiter, it sort of brings in this little bit of a boost again to sort of help your energies, to fuel your energies just that little bit if you've been feeling a little bit of the pessimism or a bit of a feeling of confusion, which can happen with the Sun square Saturn and all the Pisces energy this week. So Sunday, the weekend, looks nicer. Wednesday could be a peak day for a lot of people with that Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Also on Friday, Saturday, I forgot to mention, Venus does sextile Saturn. So that's very good. It does give some stability to our relationships. So from Tuesday to Thursday, maybe in some either very high energy over, you know, soul connections or our spirituality or dreams for the future, you know, feeling connected on a spiritual level. But then Friday, Saturday, and then, as I said, the Sun square Saturn sort of dampens things down and makes the reality seem a bit harsh. But then Friday, Saturday, Venus sextile Saturn shows that, okay, there is a reality to what you've got going on, but you still need to take it slow and steady. And there's no quick fixes. It's like we're still in Saturn in Capricorn period. So that's all about step by step by step, you know, not trying to force things or push things too hard. Okay, so let's have a look at the cards. I'm just going to get my crystals forward so I can put the cards together. So this is for, the first one is for, just move this aside, those that chose the selenite. Let's see what your messages are. Oh, great, new beginnings. That's nice. Hopefully you can see that. Meditation brings answers. Journey. Oh, that's beautiful. And citrine, abundance, creativity, solar plexus. Beautiful. I'll just start with the citrine. It's beautiful. These are gorgeous messages if you chose a selenite. The citrine crystal helps you with lifting your mood out of depression into a more heightened, you know, positive attitude about your life. Sometimes, you know, we can find ourselves sinking into negativity, and then we can stop ourselves and go, hang on a second, I'm not going to let myself keep indulging in these negative thoughts because it's making me feel worse and it's tainting everything around me. That's one of the messages here for you today. So this is also a very powerful message about realizing how much power you have in your ability to create your reality through your choices and your reactions. Solar plexus chakra is about personal power, and it's your, you know, the seat of your personal power there in that chakra. So You may also want to work with this crystal citrine to help you with lifting your thoughts to more positivity, manifesting better outcomes through powerful positive visualization. Sometimes we don't realize that, you know, even if we don't spend enough time really using the power of the mind to focus on positive outcomes, we sort of can get stuck in the habits of the mind, which is just worry and fear and pessimism. That can happen to a lot of people, and it's quite common. But channel that energy into something productive on the manifestation level with visualization. You can bring in so much better experiences for yourself. That's what I'm getting there. So the new beginning and meditation brings answers. Right, so this is about, yes, there is a new beginning in your life, but you need to sort of pull back a little bit, just a little bit, because there's things that need to come to you spiritually. There are messages from your guides that are wanting to come through, okay? And we also have here this beautiful scene in nature. It says journey. So for some people, this can be travel. It can be short trips or even longer trips. It can be even just getting out into nature. Such a gorgeous image on this card. It says, crossroads, forward thinking, time to move on. Interesting. So you have the message of time to move on here with also a new beginning. So this is really saying that there is a new beginning upon you, okay, in your life, in some aspect, whether it's relationships, career, job, you know, home situation, whatever it is. But I am getting such a gentle energy here. With nature, it's like nature doesn't force itself to grow. It doesn't, you know, a tree doesn't have to be forced to grow. The flowers don't have to be forced to bloom. They are just nurtured gently, and, you know, it takes time over the seasons. And that is a beautiful message here. It's saying, yes, you're in a time of a new beginning. You may have sense about the future of what's coming in, but there's nothing to force here. It's all unfolding, okay? It's gorgeous. Love those messages. I hope you like those too if you chose that. Right, so this is for those that chose the rose quartz crystal. Field of Dreams, beautiful. Ask for help from others. Now, be in the moment. Oh, and garnet, heart and sacral chakra. Oh my goodness. Powerful messages here also. So I'll start with the crystal card again. So the garnet card is talking about getting grounded, okay? And I feel this is also connected. So she's, again, in meditation, but she's at the beach there. She's grounding herself with, you know, being connected to Mother Nature, being connected to the earth, and also clearing her energy field during that experience, I feel. This is a reminder, stop thinking so much about the future and be more in the moment. Even though it's funny because the previous messages were people thinking more about the future, but this one's more saying to you, be in the moment, be in the now, and you will be more open to the flow of your life by being in the moment, okay? And it doesn't mean being reckless. It just means sometimes it's not a good thing to be overly concerned about what's going to happen next week, next month, next year, and just be, you know, grounding yourself in the present moment, because that's when you do that, you can act, you know, in a more empowered way, in the flow manner. Ask for help from others and Field of Dreams. Okay, Field of Dreams is a beautiful card. It usually talks about romantic energies around you. So again, you know, we have that Venus conjunct Neptune this week, and you did choose a rose quartz, so there is some romantic connection, and she feels a little bit alone here, I have to say, in this card. So what I'm getting from this actually is that you may be thinking of somebody that you love, or you may be thinking of a relationship or reminiscing about the past. But I also am getting, you're sensing something, that there's either a new person coming in or a revisiting of a relationship or someone from your past that you have unfinished karmic business with, that type of energy. But there is a sense that feeling alone, but a bit wistful, like a bit nostalgic, a bit like, oh, you know, thinking about this person that I care for, you know. So that energy's there, but I do feel, even though she looks a bit sad in the card and there is a bit of a melancholy feeling here, I do actually feel quite positive about it, that things are going to manifest in the future related to that. Ask for help from others. I sort of get what I'm hearing is reach out. Don't sort of isolate yourself at this time. Work on being in the moment, but definitely when you feel called to, you know, send that text to that person that you've been thinking of, send that email, you know, reach out, but, you know, just in a way that is very much connected to your intuition is what I'm getting, not forcing anything. Not, if you're really second guessing it and you're like not sure, then it's not the best time. But if it keeps coming to you, I really want to send a message to this person, I really want to connect and just see how they're doing. It is a message about reaching out to someone, I feel. So yeah. All right, last one. This is for the clear quartz. If you chose clear quartz, oh, that's gorgeous. Unconditional love, love that. No, it's funny. Creativity. and fluorite, spirit guides, third eye chakra. I want to put these two together for some reason. Just, I mean, the colors are similar, but there was an energy here. Okay, I am getting something with this. So I'm getting a strong gut feeling with these two cards that for some people, there is someone that you have a very spiritual soul connection with, okay? And, you know, it talks about spirit guides and third eye chakra. There's a telepathic connection between yourself and somebody that you have a very strong, loving bond with. For some people, it might even be someone that has crossed over. That's pretty rare for me to say that, but I am getting that. There is a twin flame energy coming through with this. So I know that's really, you know, for many people, it's just a label, but, you know, whether it's twin flame, soulmate, or someone that you just have a very deep bond with spiritually, and, you know, on the earth level or crossed over, there is a message here coming through of a telepathic connection. You know, it talks about spirit guides, the third eye chakra, which is about psychic messages coming to you. So you may be having psychic messages from someone that's crossed over, or you may be connecting with someone in the living realm that you have a connection to that's very telepathic. You may be thinking the same things. You may be, you know, sensing what they're going to say next, and then they say it, you know, things like this. This is because there is a deep soul bond. You have known each other, you know, in many lifetimes, I feel, with these energies. It's really strong. So now, for some reason, you have the word no here. So I'm just going to tune into what this is about. Okay, I heard pause. So it's a time to pause in regards to this connection. It doesn't mean stop the connection completely. It's just, what I'm getting is it's time to pause, meaning it's time to pull back your energy a little bit. It's almost like there was potentially some kind of healing connection that took place, or a deep conversation, or you've shared very deep experiences, thoughts, feelings, you know, telepathic communications, whether it's on the 5D or 3D. There's been a lot of connection here already, I'm feeling. Now, it's the no comes through to just say, don't get too addicted to this energy. Take a step back. Look after yourself. You know, do what you need to do for your own life. Prioritize. Don't get sucked into a vortex of wanting to constantly be, you know, wrapped up in this, you know, these amazing feelings that you may be feeling, okay? So that's what I'm getting. It's about having some boundaries as well, and balance as well. Creativity is saying, look, the colors again are similar, gold and gold, or yellow and yellow. Channel this energy that you feel of immense, you know, love for somebody, connection for somebody, into your own creative pursuits at this time. Again, I'm not saying completely pull away from this person or don't be around this person. It's more about balance, okay? That's what I'm getting. So this talks about movement, which could be, movement can be exercise or channeling your energy into something creative. Writing and music. Follow your passions. Freeing your inner child. Yes, so there's something that you need to do for yourself, and then you can come back to this connection with much more to offer, and it can go to another level in some way, or it can, you know, you can experience what you're meant to experience. But if you try to sort of immerse yourself too quickly, too intensely, too deeply all at once, it's kind of going to be too much for the both of you, because it's a very intense connection. Alright guys, so that was the reading for this week. If you'd like a personal reading from me, please go to the link to my online store. Turnaround time is approximately 7 to 12, 7 to 13 business days, which is usual for me. And, you know, you can follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram. I do stories a couple of times a week where I just do some mini readings for people that are watching on the live video. You can follow me on Facebook as well under Susan Rodeo, Astrologer and Psychic Medium. Have a fantastic week, everyone, and take care. Thanks. Bye.